When people ask me about the best thing that I did in my life, I say two things. Number one, that I restored the Sphinx. I brought the proportions of the Sphinx back. And I restored the oldest pyramid in Egypt, the Step Pyramid. It was falling down. In 14 years, I made major important conservation and restoration. And I tell people, why do we have to fight all the time about the age of the pyramid? We have to fight, or we have to cooperate, all of us, to restore these monuments. And the most important thing is for me always is conservation. And I dedicate most of my life not only to the excavation, but to conservation.
What do you think the arguments are that predate, that try to push the date back of the construction of the pyramids?
I never heard of this.
You've never heard of this before?
No, it's only new. It's a theories
Right,
from
but-
the new age.
But I know I saw a
no.
debate with
Yeah.
you. I saw a debate with you and Graham Hancock, and there was another
that-
archaeologist.
that was-
But
no,
hold on,
that-
hold on. The other archaeologist was saying, if you're saying that something happened 10,000 years ago, where's the evidence of any civilization from 10,000 years ago?
Exactly.
But then you found Göbekli Tepe. So Göbekli Tepe was buried over 11,000 years ago.
That's not true. I never heard about this.
What do you mean it's not true?
It's not true what I told you.
What is not true?
It never
Göbekli
happened.
Tepe?
We never discovered this at all.
Wait a minute. Göbekli Tepe is in Turkey. Okay.
Oh, in Turkey. Listen.
Yes. Göbekli Tepe is in Turkey.
I
and
know.
It's
But
more
listen.
than 11,000 years old.
Okay, fine,
It's
fine.
very complex stone structures.
Fine.
But this was the evidence.
We are
hold on.
No,
This is the evidence in the argument. The argument was there was no evidence of an ancient civilization from 10,000 plus years ago. This is before the discovery of Göbekli Tepe. Göbekli Tepe gets discovered known to be more than 11,000 years ago. That changes everything. Because
No.
now we know. Yes, it does.
That's
'Cause
changed
now,
for
hold
what?
on. Because now we know there was an advanced civilization capable of a spectacular construction 11,000 plus years ago.
This is what. Listen. Look at the archaeologist in Turkey or in any civilization.
Okay.
They never talk about old civilization.
That's not true. Göbekli Tepe is universally
Okay.
accepted
Okay,
as being
Joe,
more than 11,000 years
I
old.
am talking now about Egypt. I'm not
No,
going
I
to
understand,
another
but the
civilization.
argument was that there was
What
never
I-
any ancient civilization capable of spectacular construction 10,000 years ago.
That
Now that they showed Göbekli Tepe is more than 11,000 years old, they know for sure that's not true.
okay, but now I'm talking about the pyramids of Egypt. I have the evidence, the written. We found everything about that. We know the dating. And I give you hundreds of evidence that this pyramid built by Khufu or Kefren.
No,
or
I'm
Menkaure.
not saying it wasn't. I'm not saying it wasn't. What I'm saying is
any civilization older than we know,
older
we
and
have
still
no,
in the same
we-
spot.
We
How
have,
old
we have
does it
no,
go back?
We have no evidence.
So how does ancient Egypt emerge?
Emerge. We have.
How does it emerge and go from zero to pyramids?
Okay. We have. Do you have? Can you listen to me?
Yeah.
We have prehistoric Egypt,
Right.
and we have the old Stone Age, Middle Stone Age, Neolithic, when the Egyptians began to know about agriculture, and they began to live together in communities. Then after that, we came to the pre-dynastic, when a king called Narmer, in Dynasty 0, he began to make unification of the upper and lower Egypt, until one king called Mina or Horaha, who united completely.
And what year was this?
This is war was 3000 BC, 5,000 years ago. In a place called Abydos, they built huge mud brick tombs. Huge. From mud brick, no stones. And these tombs are created in a site called Abydos.
You know, what's really fascinating about this is that 500 years, you think about that, how different just modern civilization was 500 years ago. 500 years ago, we had almost none of the inventions we have today. We had no internal combustion engine, no hardened steel, none of the things that we have. And now look what we have with electronics. Now imagine what the Egyptians were able to do in 500 years in a different way. in construction with stone, that their advancements weren't like our advancements, but their advancements were equally spectacular, just in a different way. Do you base the dates on? Do you base it on carbon isotope?
No, we don't. We
No?
based dating on the evidence that we discover.
Right, but
Like
some of it
dynast-
is based on carbon, right?
No,
Carbon testing.
I don't believe in carbon-date 14 at all.
You don't?
No.
Why not?
Carbon-date 14 never give an accurate dating. And this is why I believe, when you discover something, if you discover a cemetery,
Right.
there is two types of datings. One called absolute dating, means that in this cemetery you have a name of a king and a date. This is absolute. But if you discover another cemetery and has no dates, then the best thing that we do is to find the artifacts in this cemetery and try to compare it with other dated cemetery, and you give a date for this.
But I'm curious as to why you're skeptical about carbon dating, because I think carbon dating is generally accepted as being accurate within a certain framework.
It is, but
right?
I never used it. And many people,
But
very rare to use it in Egypt, because in Egypt, mainly, we have absolute chronology. We have absolute dating based on inscriptions.
Right, but I thought it was used in Egypt, like to measure wood that was in mortar.
I
To
don't know.
date the Great Pyramid to 2,500 BC.
No,
I thought
that was an experiment to date the pyramid. I think was about 2009, and it's not working.
But
I didn't see the result.
you haven't seen a result on carbon testing of the mortar of the Great Pyramid?
No, but the
No?
mortar, you can't. One thing, the mortar between the stones.
Right.
This mortar, like if you take a piece of stone from the pyramid and you try to take carbon-14, this piece of stone could be thousands of years in the quarry. It cannot date the pyramid. How can you
Well,
date?
hold on. You don't date stone.
I'm saying if you date mortar,
Okay.
how can you say accurately that this mortar is dated to the same time of building the pyramid?
Well, you can actually. That's the argument, is that there's probably repairs done, right? And so
Of the pyramid?
Yes.
No, of the Great Pyramid, there is no
There's no
evidence
repairs,
of any
there's no
restoration.
renovations, no restoration,
never,
nothing?
Never any accurate evidence that the pyramid was restored
Right, but
in
there-
any period of the Egyptian history.